Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. I know the NFL season already started, but I am still going to make a video saying my NFL predictions for 2021. I am going to start by naming the winner of each division in the NFL, starting with the NFC East. The NFC East last season was by far the worst division in football, at least when the records were concerned. I think this is a really tough decision, but it's going to be the Washington football team escaping with the division title this year. The first time in a long time that they are back-to-back winners. They have a very strong defense, led by their defensive line, that has 4 first-round picks, including Chase Young and Montez Sweat. I think it'll be a tough battle between Dallas and Washington football team, but I do think that they will win the division, possibly at 9, maybe 10 wins. The next division is the NFC South. I think this is the easiest division to predict. I predict that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will run away with this division title in 2021. Tom Brady is just too good, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense could be the league's best. Expect the Saints to maybe make a playoff push, and the Panthers, they're getting there, but I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will have an easy division title this year. The next division I'm going to talk about is the NFC West. Some people say this is the best division, and rightfully so. The Arizona Cardinals, the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers, they could all be playoff teams, but I'm going to pick the LA Rams to win the division this year. They picked up Matthew Stafford, which I like a lot, and they've got a tremendous defense that could be one of the best defenses in the league. They also have a great receiving core, and although Cam Akers got injured, they still have a solid group of running backs. And rounding off the NFC, there is the NFC North. I still think the Packers will win this division. Aaron Rodgers is staying in Green Bay for at least one more season. But the Minnesota Vikings, I expect to be way better than they were last year. The Lions, they're the Lions. They won't do much. I'd be shocked if they got more than 5 wins. And the Bears, I'm just not really sure what they're going to do this year. We just always know that they will at least have a solid defense. And for my 3 wildcard picks, I'm going to pick the Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the Vikings. I think if Kyler Murray progresses, the Cardinals will be really tough to beat. Their defense is getting better. They've got a star player, Byron Murphy, and they've got a couple young stars too. The Seahawks, with Russell Wilson, will always be a contender, and the defense got better as the season went on, and the Vikings get a lot more of their starters back from either injury or opting out of the season with COVID, and they've got a strong receiving group with also Dalvin Cook. Now, starting off with the AFC, I have the AFC East. I believe that the Bills will capture the division once again. The Patriots, though, could sneak into the playoffs. You never know with Bill Belichick. Never count them out. The Dolphins, they went 10-6 last year, but I do expect them to maybe take a step back from where they were last year. Next is the AFC South. I expect this to be a 2-team race between the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. I think that the Indianapolis Colts will squeak by to win the division, maybe at 12 wins, but the Titans will be there. The Jaguars and Texans, that's a different story. But the main issue for the Titans and why I'm not picking them to win the division is their defense. Their defense just gave up so many third down conversions and points, and their offense is just not going to be able to score 40 points a game. And the Colts team is more well-rounded. Even with the injury to Carson Wentz, they can get it done. And now you've got the AFC West. I think the Raiders are going to go out and going to win. Just kidding. It's going to be the Chiefs, and I don't think anyone should overthink this one. The Chiefs are going to be a top team in the NFL, and they're going to win. But the Chargers could be a playoff team. Herbert played amazing, and they made some additions I really liked to improve their offensive line and their defense. And finally, you have the AFC North. The AFC North is an interesting one because there are 3 playoff teams from last year: the Ravens, the Browns, and the Steelers. I expect the Ravens and the Browns to be the top 2 teams in this division. And I think the Browns will end up winning. Here's why. I think the Ravens have a really good team, but they got their top 3 running backs injured. And I think it's really hard to overcome from that. Lamar Jackson doesn't have the best receiving core, and the Browns, I think, are just too good. The Browns, I think, are overestimated quite a lot. This statement is probably going to come and haunt me next year, but I'm going to say it anyway. The Browns are going to be Super Bowl contenders. And my 3 wildcard teams are the Ravens, the Titans, and the Chargers, with the Pittsburgh Steelers just missing the playoffs. And here are some rapid-fire additional predictions. I do believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to repeat as Super Bowl champs. No one's done it since 2004, but the one who did it was Tom Brady. I always pick my MVP completely wrong, but this year I think it'll be Josh Allen. Josh Allen played extremely well last season. He was second in MVP votes, and he's gotten better every single season he's played. He's not going to make a massive improvement like he did a year ago because he was just so good last season, but expect for him to build on his last season, pick up where he left off, and become even better in 2021. I think the Offensive Rookie of the Year, which has now become the best rookie quarterback of the year, is going to be Trey Lance. Trey Lance was inconsistent in the preseason, but he showed flashes of becoming a star with his 80-yard touchdown pass and a few runs that I really liked. Plus, the San Francisco team is really solid in all phases if they stay healthy. For Defensive Rookie of the Year, I think Micah Parsons could be one that could win it, or it could be Patrick Surtain. Both of those guys played extremely well in college and in the preseason, but the Defensive Rookie of the Year could really be a bunch of players, and it's really one that's hard to predict. And finally, we've got Comeback Player of the Year. I think it'll go to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott suffered a terrible ankle injury early on in the season last year, but he seems to be back all healthy. So, even if he only gets an above average season, he still really does deserve it, and I think he will get it. And that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. And thank you so much for 1,000 views on this video. That was epic.